And we're live for a late night love reading. There's nothing more horrifying than a love reading by Lilith. I am the Lilith reincarnated, your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. Let's skip all the stupid charades. Go catch the intro somewhere else. Thank you. Please, and thank you. I was really enjoying myself. I wasn't in all that fucking scientific brainwaves. They finally started to settle. And I realized that I was back in the spirit, and it was really nice. The wind was blowing on my face, and there was no thoughts. Just a little bit of feelings, and just the breeze. It was a beautiful thing just to exist. And I started coming back down into earth, into reality. And there was a bunch of stuff on the way in, and ultimately, the last thing I heard that made me go live was, I want to be in love again. That's what I heard. Well, doesn't everyone? The problem is, your manifestation, the universe hears you, but what you're putting, the thoughts you're putting behind that is what's making your love life chaotic. So when you say to the universe, I want to be in love again, you picture someone else that you were in love with. Ta-da! I'm a master at this shit, right? Yeah. So you literally manifest that person, either fully that person, if there's no one like them, or someone just like them. The universe hears your thoughts. What happens though is you send mixed signals and you get this mushy fucking answer back. What the fuck is this? What am I supposed to do with this? You said you wanted this. I mean, I did, but... And you said you wanted... I did, but... And you said you wanted... Were you listening to everything? I mean, did you get everything or just the shit I wasn't really, no, this is what you said you wanted. No, but... That's what's happening. You're picturing the past, so that's why you keep getting past relationships in your future, past results. It doesn't mean that you can look at somebody else's and picture theirs, because you're still going to have to call in that fucking level. If you're picturing this, I don't know whose relationship you're picturing in that sense, but if you really are, like, I want Russ and Jonica's relationship, you're going to get Russ and Jonica's real relationship that's beyond what you can see. You're not going to get the surface of what you can see. You're going to get what it really is. You say you want it. You don't really know what it is, but you know you want it. You're like all, hearts and fucking circles about these people. And then you done asked for their fucking karma. The shit you don't see. It's like, okay. You're going to smile through it like they do? And that's people like me. They want to be like me. But they don't have the virility to be me. They don't have the experience. So asking to be like me is asking for my experiences. What made me? We're made by our experiences. But you covet the things that you think look good, and you ask the universe for those things. But realistically, when you get those things, you realize it's no good. And you look at the other people that have these things, and then you really realize, damn, none of us are happy with these things. But then you'll just, erase your mind and go after something else because you're a chaser. You're always looking for something to make you happy. When I tried to envision love, I only saw the past. And I never had love, so there wasn't something I could envision. And I didn't idolize anybody else's love. I haven't seen a love that I wish I had. So you could say I'm biased in the conversation where I'm not searching for something that I've had before. I'm searching for something I've never had. And anything that resembles what I have had makes me not want it at all. So it's a little bit of a different context. I'm telling the universe I want love, but I'm telling the universe I don't want love. So, in essence, no matter what my real wants are, it's what God wants for me. So, even though there's that sliver of want, that's enough to work with to keep attracting. But if you're completely, you know what I mean, repulsing, then you're repulsing. It's just, you're always going to turn it down anytime somebody comes up and gives you the smallest token of love. And I had this conversation to another female last night. It's like, dude, it's so much work to be a loving being after you've, you know what I mean, never been shown love. And to continue to do it with no expectation of being loved back. It's not that I don't think you have it in you. It's more that I understand how much it takes to be with me. And it's not material. It's extremely emotional and mental. Right? You have to be extremely emotionally and mentally available to be with, you could say an empath or a psychic, but a Holy Spirit. Because the Holy Spirit doesn't seek the things of this world. The Holy Spirit's, you know what I mean, is an other world connection. And that's what it is. It's like something simplistic is, what do we do when we're not doing stuff? Are you going to fill the space with words? Can we fill space with words? What is the space that we share? What is it? What occupies that space as we occupy space together? Right? So a lot of things that I do is just sit outside. And naturally, if you're out there, I would imagine that thoughts and feelings would arise and you would start conversations. But if not, there's nothing to talk about. Are you bored? Because there's nothing to look at. There's no stimulation. I'm not stimulating your senses. And that's a lot of things too. It's like these interpersonal connections where, you know, you're like really like, you know, hanging out. What are we supposed to do while we hang out? How do you pass your time? I literally space out. Really? Pretty much. Like all the time? Pretty much. So then it's not that I can't stay focused, but what am I spending my focus on? And so it's like, you think about this whole fucking, you know, courtship of a relationship that's being pushed on me. It's like, you're gonna stay at home all day and wait for some dude to come home and then spend all your energy with him and then go back to your own little weird world. I was like, okay, I suppose. But then I'm like, wait a minute though, I really love the night times and all of this other stuff. And that's where it is do we exist on a schedule? I have a lot of questions. And that's because people make it so difficult. There's expectations of how to fill their time and space. And I ask some simple questions of what you do to fill your time and space. You know what I mean? What do you do to relax, to chill, to, you know what I mean? Unwind. I wouldn't say pass time, but during that time, your time's passing. What do you do for joy? I wouldn't say hobbies because that's another thing of action. What's your introspection time look like? Do you take time for introspection? The slice and dice hard work. Anyways, I wanted to start with that. It's like, you want, but what you want is preparation to be ready for what you want. You know, saying, oh, I want to be, you know, all successful. You're asking the universe to train you to become successful. Saying that you want a new love. They're listening. They're making notes of it. And then they're going to bring it to you, and how you're going to act. This isn't what I wanted. It's very Lilith. I get away with it sometimes, but not realistically. Because, you know, It's not that it's not what you wanted. It looks like it's going to be hard work. I thought this was going to be easy. No. I can't think of, you know what I mean, any connection that's easy unless you just make it easy by not being difficult. The most difficult being. And that's what I said. It's like, I don't know. It feels like I'm looking for something that's impossible, but it's right on the surface. It's just not a power that they've accessed. If you think about it, like the beginning of, relationships, they're all about entertainment. Entertaining each other, and you know what I mean? Is how they fill up time and space. They go on dates. Entertainment, right? Background noise and stuff to get to know each other in different atmospheres and environments. But that's not like, I don't know. I'm told you, as soon as I leave the freaking science world, I'm right in the dimensions of love, and I'm like, oh man, which one's worse here? It takes a lot of rehabilitation to be a child, that will just love again. It takes a lot of rehabilitation to go back to being the full card. And going at every experience without a hurt feeling or some kind of, preconceived notion of how this is going to work out. Because if you put that fucking notion to motion, that's the ride of the ocean, bro. Feel like, oh, well, every time I deal with this person, then this is what happens. Well, that's what's going to happen. Guilty. I'm very guilty of that. Because, you know what I mean? You put your thoughts to it, and then your thoughts become real. And you have to approach it like, no, this is going to be different. You create difference by a different way of thinking. And along with that is a different approach. You can go back, and that's some things, I don't agree with the fucking love tarot community that keeps telling you to go back to karmic relationships and learn the same fucking lesson. But in essence, I'm pulled back to the same people to learn different lessons. To protect me from new people that are going to give me, new pains. The men that I go back to don't cause me new pains. They bring up old pains. If I was to go forward with a new person, unhealed, I'm attracting those lessons, new lessons. How about no new pain? No new friends, no new friends. And that's what it is. Believe it or not, you're not attracting on your positive levels. You're attracting on your negative levels because that's your most powerful source. When you're coming from a hurt place, it's the loudest frequency that you're giving off. When you hear a baby cry, right? When you hear a person scream, in moments of terror and fear and pain and suffering, those are the loudest cries that give off the loudest noises. You know what I mean? That call for the loudest, you're sending off a sonar and you're bringing it back. And that's heard. And that's how you end up in these toxic relationships. You were hurting really fucking bad. So you called someone in on that level to make you feel better so you could get through this hurt. Someone that would understand your hurt. That could hold your hand through this hurt. Someone that knows your hurt. In essence, someone that's hurting just like you. That's where you guys get stuck in your hurt. So you break free from that person, perhaps. And you go on, and you get hurt a whole nother fucking way. Because you were still coming from a hurt place. Right? So, like, in essence, you're coming from a codependent place. You're calling in a codependent person. You're calling in what you are until you heal this shit, bro. And that goes back to, Mr. Knight of Wands there. That was a hard look in the mirror. That was a hard look in the mirror. Holy shit, I'm the fuckboy? Holy shit. Houston, we have liftoff. in the essence, it's like I never seen, you know what I mean? I'm calling in a type of dude that's just like me. And when he gets to me, I realize, Jesus, that's me. And I don't see you. I don't see me first. I see all the things I don't like about you. And then I realize those things I don't like about you are just me. And that's why, you know what I mean? I called you in, because you're just like me. And if I fucking don't heal this, then I'm going to learn this fucked up lesson with you, which is the fucked boy fucking ride. This is a fucked up ride. And so what happened? I called in a fuckboy ride to relearn the lesson. Seriously? I mean, obviously. If we look at the bigger picture, like shit. Alright, so you're gonna be a fuckboy now? And then they put, you know what I mean? That's where it is. They put you to the test. It's like, damn. And you face it, and you have to overcome it. And then you won't be attracted to that same type of low vibrational shit. No offense to all of you fuckboys out there that I've been fucking with. And in essence, I needed to heal this for a long time. Long time. But it wasn't, you know what I mean? Why do I keep attracting in these guys? Because you're these guys, bro. You fucking vibe with these guys because that's your fucking vibe, bro. You need to change your vibration. And that's where I became aware and found my salvation. Do you hear me rhyming? I fucking tell you a whole song about this. Whole song and dance. The dance of love is what we pulled out in those cards. So that's why it is. It's like just when you think you're great, you'll attract someone in and realize, oh fuck, I'm still very unhealed. Back out. Or you don't really have to back out, dude. Your unhealed ways is gonna push them away. Like, damn, it's me? Yeah, it's totally you. Don't worry about it. Keep working on you. Somebody will stick around one of these days. In the essence, it's like, did you see this happening? Uh-huh. But I still was going to push till I got what I wanted out of it. What I want out of it, the fucking truth. What was the truth? That you're trying to make me work for your love, and I got that. And I'm not working for your love. And I'm not trying to make you. I'm just trying to be in love. Why are you fucking making this so fucking hard, douchebag? Men make this so hard. Be like, women just want to love, and men make it like hard. They make us fucking, you know what I mean? You fucking put all these walls and fences and restrictions and fucking booby traps and shit. Get it? Booby traps? All these triggers and red flags are going off all the time and shit. And their fucking defense mechanism is so high, dude. It's like, Jesus, it's impossible to love you. And as I say that, is that you or me? I've been projecting at fucking rest for so long. I'm like, you're like impossible to love. It's like, that is so you right now. Do you not see that? I get it. Keep trying. What am I supposed to tell you? It's all God tells me to do. Also, I was having a moment when I was doing some self-care rituals. When I was starting to come back into myself. You know, I had to have the right mindset. That's where it is you go through these conscious ways of thinking. You change your conscious way of thinking as you move through the line and the ascension of vibration, right? So, like, they're gonna come ask me for a cigarette. There they go. These dudes. I swear to God. ¿Qué onda? A paper?
Yes.
That's different.
Vente.
Yeah, I got my paper.
Oh, baby, necesitamos dos, baby.
Yeah.
Dos paper. No, ya hablo español, ¿sabes qué será?
Llégate.
Sí, ya no estamos a pedir, ¿por qué no?
I thought you were coming.
Tenemos que comprar.
Oh, that's not that.
Órale, con el
I don't
dólar.
know. I'll come out
Ah,
now.
el dólar.
¿Un dólar?
Ya.
All right, cool.
Un dólar para que nos vendas un cigarrillo.
Yep.
Thank
I thought you were
baby.
coming.
Thank you.
Aquí está. Dale el dólar.
Toma.
¿Te vas a comprar uno? Aquí está uno.
All right, guys.
¿Me
Thank
vendes?
you.
Yep.
Ya. Otro, no, yo se lo di ya el dólar.
Ah, puedes recatar. Mira, me pide otro.
Otro.
Sí.
Ay, no seas gacho.
No
tenemos
no tenemos más money.
Ay.
Ay, gracias, baby.
Ay.
Please.
Pero no me preguntes mañana por unas 2, 3, 2 más.
No, mira, mañana te regalo yo.
Ok, ya. Dame unas motas mañana.
Mota.
Mañana.
¿Quieres mota?
No, ahorita tengo. Mañana.
En estos días nos sentamos a fumar.
Alright, cool.
¿Qué?
Yeah, let's smoke.
A fumar, pero bien fumado.
Laters. There's a whole group of dudes. They are living here with somebody's. They gotta be here with some chicks and some kids too. I ain't never seen none of them. They'd just be like, that's it. The dudes. Told you. The dudes. Thought they were coming for a cigarette. They needed a whole bunch of joints. They're like, no, we need like 3 papers and a cigarette. I'll give you $1. I'm like, fine, but don't ask me for more tomorrow. He's like, you need some weed? I was like, not right now. Tomorrow, for sure. He's like, we'll smoke tomorrow. Little community-based bullshit right there. That's what it is. I'm cool with dudes until you guys acting all fucking manly on me. It's like, dude, don't be a fucking man on me. I don't... don't man up on me, bro. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot. And as I do all this rehabilitation, I mirror it back to people. You know, I think about Marshall that's watching it all. Is he, you know what I mean? Is he taking it all in? Is he studying it? Is he learning how to open himself up and be brave? Is he acknowledging that he has these fears? Is he seeing that his body and mind does the same thing? And it's not just him, but, you know, on a high level. It's like, at what point is Lewis going to quit his job? You know, simple things like that. It's like, Allie, when are you going to be brave and go on a date? When are you going to be brave, guys? And as you take those brave steps in your independence towards your heart, you know what I mean? You start reclaiming your power and your essence again of what you were before you closed your heart down. And that fucking stellar heart that it has, Mr. Grinch, when it starts pumping, is going to be pumping universal love. And that's where all these fucking, you know, the God source comes to you and really fucking lights your shit up. That's how that works. And, you know, ultimately, that's pretty much what it was. The beginning, you know, as I get to this documentary, it's always like, how did this start? I can tell you, it's always like, that's what's epic. Just when I think I've hit this fucking part where I'm like, okay, cool. I can do the documentary. This is who I am. This is how I got here. And then I turn into, no, this is who I am. No, this is who I am. No, this is who I am. The always how I got here is always the same. What I'm becoming is always changing. But how I got here is always the same story. I just started listening to the pains of my heart, bro. And I started following it. When it wasn't sad and it wanted stuff, I went for what it wanted. I listened to the voice of my heart. All of its pain and the thoughts. Because in essence, when I woke up, I was separate from it to begin with. The personality disorder in all my files just says PTSD, right? A disassociation from PTSD. Probably. I'm not sure, but I asked him over and over if it was in my files, and it's not. And that's what sent me off in that room. It's because I was sure I had a personality disorder, the way I was watching my personality change from, you know what I mean, from instant to instant, and how I didn't have control of it, and how I would actually, like, completely black out of it in certain instances when certain personalities would take control. So in the beginning, I was always separate from my mind and how my body felt. I had a completely different feeling from my mind and my body, but it was crushing me. The voices of my mind, the thoughts of my mind, the way that my mind viewed everything. And it wasn't singular. And that was the personality difference. As I would listen to the different, you know, the arguments. It was almost like a crowd, you know, just sitting together, a whole family talking shit all day about everything. And then somebody would say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Get ready. And then we'd dress, you know, dress to that thing, and we'd go on that, you know, and it was just kind of a government up there that I just kind of overseen until I started stepping in and trying to take control. And then it was, you know, a little bit of mayhem. And what it was is my heart. I didn't agree with my thoughts, and I was trying to fight them. I was trying to fight my knowing with my feelings. And that's the very beginning with Twin Flame 1. And that's why I'm right here with this. Why is it so heavy now? It's a 7-year curse that has finally been broken. That's why I'm going back to the beginning, because of where it all started. Right? So Twin Flame 1, my mind logically knows it will not touch this. This is a married man. You have no reason to even be pursuing this whatsoever. Leave it alone. And my heart would not give in to that. And that started a constant battle. I could keep my mind focused on everything else, but that would still come up all the time in my quiet space. And I would try to shut it down. Just stop. Don't think about him. Don't even think about him. You don't even know him. Don't do this. Because in my mind, it's like, I had been married, and there was women that he had, both of my husbands had many other women. So my mind's construct is, don't be that bitch. How could you ever be that bitch? Right? Fucking with someone's marriage like that. I was coming from a hurt place, right? Not facing my hurt and not honoring my feelings. And the battle started to eat me up, and that's when I met Twin Flame number 2, and I tell him the story. And it's the only person on God's green earth that tells me to just go with the feelings. I did, but they led to my karma. I let him in, and that's where we're reliving these weird stories. I let him in, despite my better knowing, and I just was bound to, there was no limit to how much I was trying to love him. But it was all physical, and that had to do with a lot of, that started the healing train for sure. And still, again, after what had happened, the whole mind was like, don't ever do that again. So you can watch this throughout the whole fucking journey of 2.5 years, of where every time this dude comes in, I refuse, bro. I refuse. My logical thinking knows this is bad. Doesn't matter. You can see it in the videos. I love him, but I just can't fuck with him. I just can't do it, bro. I just can't. Because my mind knows that this is wrong. So it's been forever a fight. So then that one's easily lost. My mind wins. It doesn't matter how much I love him. My mind knows that this is over and gives up. Doesn't matter. The love is still there. It's just my mind has control over this one. All the way till when? Christmas, I think. It was a little bit after that. I'm not sure. When? Okay, no. I know exactly when it was. It was Scorpio season. It was between his birthday and mine. It was between fucking November 17th to November 30th of last year. I finally gave in and faced him again. Reached out and spoke to him. And finally faced it. And then that was a huge deal, because I'd been running from that one for the longest. And so the whole fight was, my mind telling me, no, I'm not going to love this person. I'm not going to love this person. From the get-go, I know in the messages and from the residual pain that I still have that runs through my body, when I think about it, I can see myself crying. All I can see is, my astral self can see myself crying. Lots and lots of crying over Russ. Because it hurt to love him. And the hurt was, I didn't want to. When I finally gave into it, months and months later, it didn't hurt to love him even though he had a girlfriend. That didn't bother me. It was all about my pride. I don't give a fuck. Fuck your girlfriend. I love you more. She doesn't know how to love you. I don't give a shit. And when I finally accepted it, it was fine. And that was the thing with Bobby. It was fine. It was just being put in it that I didn't even want to be put in it. But I didn't understand it, you know what I mean? And that's where it was. And that's that whole Lilith thing to begin with. Replaying. When I finally got over that, I stopped being pulled into third parties. When I finally realized that, you know what I mean, that didn't matter. It really didn't matter. What is a triangle? There's too much love going on here. The love is uneven, and the third one comes in, is what a triangle makes, fuckheads. And in essence, it's like, am I the weak force in this triangle, or am I the reason there is a triangle? And does that make me, you know what I mean? If you think about this, am I at the fucking, I'm at the bottom with you two that are aligned, or I'm on top of both of you in this game? It's not a game, but that's what it really is. It's like he may dedicate everything he has to you, but you'll never love him like I do. And that's something I had to accept. I couldn't just accept my love. And that's conditional. Because of the conditions, I couldn't just give it. That's conditional. And that's what it was with, twin flame, all of that. It's like they couldn't give me the unconditional love that I wanted. And that's it too. I had to, it's with restraints, all these conditions. You have to meet all these conditions. Well, I realized I was extremely rigid and that there's no room to breathe there. So I learned how to become compromisable and learn how to adjust and change myself rather than expecting everyone else to change. That if I made the change, they would make the change. So I learned that change was part of this too. It wasn't expecting someone else to be perfect, but perfecting myself. Now, as I go through this fucking terrible ride, from the beginning, you look at my spirit guides. I had Pac to teach me to thug it out. I had Kobe that taught me how to have a fucking Mamba mindset. You know what I mean? These are my vibrations. I had these vibrations, around me at all times. These were my grounding vibrations. These were my foundational thoughts that were being poured into me as I was fighting my mind and my heart through all these battles of the dark night of the soul. I'm hearing the minds of them. I'm in their, I'm hearing their voices, and I'm being told to have their mindset through what I'm doing. So as I'm coming back through the fucking realms, and like I said, I'm doing my self-care, I see Kobe on the way down, and I'm like, geez, Kobe. And that's just it. It's like, how did I get here? It was with him, having that mindset, that warrior mindset to just, and Pac. They got me to the light. But it's that mindset to get through the dark. You need their mindset to get through the dark. And you need Christ's consciousness, the mindset of Christ to get through the dark. You need Buddha's mindset to get through the dark. You need the understanding of Lilith to get through the dark. You know what I mean? And all of my higher selves. And that's it. That it's just confirmation, bro. But for when you're in it and you're just, all you see is, this is the end of my reality, and I can't believe my life has become so bad, and I hate myself, and everyone hates me. This is all my fault, and no one loves me. It's never going to get better, and I can't see my way out, and I just want to die. And then you hear logic, and you're like, fuck, I can't die. They're going to make a stupid meme about me. You hear Lewis, Together We Rise. You hear NF, It's hard to love you when I hate myself. You hear Russ, It's just waves. You're gonna make it through this. And what is it? Your mind, bro. You're losing your fucking mind so that you can love again. In the constructs of my mind, I had stability, but I didn't have love. I built my whole life around not loving again. And yet I love someone. And in order to love that someone or anyone else, bro, I had to literally build the whole foundation of what I had built around me, which was my apartment, my lifestyle, the clothes I wore, everything. It was a false pretense of what I had made myself so that all these layers of deflecting love. But, as I was going through these dark feelings and dark thoughts, because it would start with, why can't I get close to you? And it would take me all the way back to where this happened when I was 15, when I was 13, when I was 20. How this fear of what they did to me won't let me get close to you. It so started with how much I wanted to just get close to you, but now I'm so far away from you, locked in the pits of my mind, fighting pains that you can't even see. Fucking shadow boxing. With the whole world watching as I record every terrible thought and experience I never felt in my real life. All in this journey to get close to someone. And I do this all the time. And when someone comes, I have to give it all I got because that's what I've been trying to do. And so I really gave it all I got. And yeah, for sure, scared them away, but I didn't scare myself. The fucking universe went wild. It's like, and that's why I was really kind of upset with Ross. It's like, how dare you take this, my lifetime's work, and try to make it a fucking, you know what I mean? A private show. It's like, dude, ¿qué onda?
¿Está hablando?
Sí.
Para que me vendiera 2 cigarritos más, princesa.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's okay, because you're buying another pack here.
¿Puedes traerte la mano?
¿Qué pasó?
¿Tu mano?
No.
Caliente.
I know.
Sí.
It's fine. Alright. You guys kill me.
Yo porque no queremos ir a comprar ahorita para allá.
Está bien.
A la bomba a comprar ahorita.
Bye. He's like, let me get 2 more cigarettes. I told you guys, they'd be like, I don't understand why they don't buy cigarettes. They just gave me $3. And I'm like, well, $4 more, there's another pack of cigarettes, fuck it. In the essence, it's no big deal, but I'm going back to it. It's like you're working at something, but you forget what you're working at because you get caught up in your work. And that's where it is. It's like, you know, the exploration of my feelings and my thoughts started with just trying to get close to you, and it ended up being my legacy and the works of, you know, of God to explain how to do such work. In essence, yeah, I was always doing this just to get closer to you, but every time I get closer to you, I get closer to God and to myself, and I find a part of myself that now you're uncomfortable with because I'm not acting like myself, the same person I was last week. You can't adapt with the new me that quickly. But then as soon as you're getting ready to, and then I shift again. And that's the ascension, is like, I can't slow it down. It's as fast as I can process my thoughts and feelings. What's hidden behind them? The divine. And that's where it is I finally got through all those crazy thoughts that they had put in me and all the feelings it made in my body. And then I was just back to, you know, the divine. And they're all just conscious ways of thinking. And that's where it's like, it starts with opening up your thoughts and opening up Pandora's box and letting all those thoughts out. Because they're not who you are, but they are controlling what you are and where you're going. And the start of it is, if, you know, I want to be in love, then be in love. It's not that. Tell the universe that, that you're ready to love someone. Don't tell the universe you want someone to love you, because they're going to teach you how to love yourself. Tell the universe you're ready to love someone, and they'll bring you someone to love. And hopefully that person will love you properly. And if not, then you still got an opportunity to be in love. Being in love is being able to love someone. It's not just about being loved back. In the beginning, that's pretty much the only feelings you can have. You can't control how they treat you, just how good you treat them. And that's where you get a little sour. It's like, I treated you so good and you didn't fucking love me back. You mean they didn't treat you the same way? Did they know how to treat you? Or you just told them, or you had an expectation? Were they capable of treating you that way? And that's another thing too. It's like, my love language is time and energy. Do they have time and energy to give me? Can they access deep thoughts and emotions with me? Can we sit there and just stare at each other and not say anything for long periods of time? Do you have to know everything that's going on inside of me? Right? Are you working on what's going on inside of you? Stuff like that. And that's where it is. Was any of this on my dating record or, my importance levels? Things become, as you change, your likes and wants change too. The same things that, you used to be, easy to please are not so pleasing anymore. And that's just a sign of growth. So I've spent like a whole hour at this. I feel good and I'm going to go to bed. But that's where it is. It's like this didn't happen not overnight, not over a year. And when I started it, I really thought, I understood the context of this. You're going to bother me and I'm going to get pissed off and blow up. And then I'm going to use that as an opportunity to heal myself. And I realized that way in the beginning. And I, came to Russ and I was like, all right, your job is to trigger me. And this is how it works. And we started. And I would tell him to fucking post something. And he would post something. And I'd go all ballistic on him. And then I'd come back and like make up love with him. Be like, I'm so sorry, forgive me. And then I'd eventually be like, do it again. And I just kept pushing myself because I knew this was what it was. And it was fun at first until I got my feelings really hurt. And then I just wanted him to stop doing it, but it was too late. Everything he was going to do from that moment on was going to trigger me. Apparently everything he does bothers the shit out of me. It's only an opportunity to heal myself. And that's where I was in the middle of it as I was coming down. I was like, let's not forget this is Russ's most important Saturday. Celebrate your Saturday.
Hola.
¿Qué onda?
¿Sí me regaló un rolling?
No. Ya no tienen. Sorry.
¿No más?
No. Sorry.
Gracias.
Uh-huh. And then you have to be able to say no. Who is that guy? I don't know. I never saw that guy. Never? No. But I don't come out a lot. So I don't see everybody a lot. I be out, but like, out like a light. Out of sight. Yeah. We said that in our card reading. That you're entering, it's a process. The self-healing process it can be as long as it takes for you to deal with yourself. And the longer you take to, to step, when you start ignoring yourself and going back to your old selfish ways and not caring for yourself and not using your tools and shit, then you're slowing yourself down. And it's not like a diet. Kobe's showing it's just muscle retainment, is what he's saying. And that's where it is. It's repetitions. You have to make this, and that's Kobe. It's like, bro, I mean, there's no reason for me to open my eyes. Like, what did he do it this morning? Something like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, open your eyes and there's a flash of a vision you don't want to face. Everybody wants to close their eyes and forget that thought. Let me go back to sleep. I don't never want to think about that again. I swear I was having nightmares last night kind of thing, right? No. Kobe said, open your eyes and look at this. He'll wake me up just to piss me off. Just to hurt my feelings. Seriously? Yeah, I go to bed too early. I didn't catch it the night before, so I gotta wake up early and do this shit. Be all pissed off at the fucking crack of dawn. Before the fucking crack of dawn. Be all fucking in my feelings. Work through that. And that's it. It's like, I can't even move. I'm so pissed off right now. You better work through that. I am so hurt right now. You better work through that. I mean, I can't do anything else. What am I going to do at 4 o'clock in the morning with these fucked up ass feelings? These fucked up ass memories. Right? So then I'll clean that shit up. The sun will come up around 6. I'm outside having a cigarette and here comes another one. If you don't get out of my fucking face with these fucking memories and feelings, you better deal with that. And it's been like that since forever. And that's just it. As soon as I say something, you heard me in my earlier video. I was like, ew, I don't like people like that. What? And he's like, you better deal with that. Like, it's that mindset. You better fix that. You better fix that. You better work on that. It's not optional. I mean, it is. If I try to pretend like, and that's where I'm sitting here like, do you know that they got me working on every area of my life? Like, I don't even know what part we're working on right now. Like, we're just working. It's just work. And then I'd be asking, like, when's the work done? They're like, the marathon continues. I'm like, for how long? 55 years. Oh my God, Becky. They're like, put a smile on your face and get to work. Jesus. And that's all I gotta do. Is sit around taking cosmic information in until I get an actual thought or feeling and deal with that. And then go back to the cosmic shit. Really? Yeah. You want me to fucking play wifey in the cosmic shit? Or in my thoughts and feelings? Which part of this am I supposed to fill your 9 to 5 position as a wife? Are you going to be part of the cosmic shit or the thoughts and feelings? Both of them are pretty deep. Right? What about the rituals and the family vacations? And the baths? I'm very serious about this. Why does every guy think baths are gay? I met a guy once, dude. I met him. He made hella jokes. He talked about ass eating and all kinds of shit. He called my thing the Bridget Jones Diary, the Sacred Tablets. I met him and he said that's how he relaxed. After a long day, he would fucking throw. I have a video of it. I'm gonna play that video to prove that. Was he gay? I don't think so. Now you're making me question things. That's not fair, guys. I think you were just told it was. I don't think they do it in Europe, but that doesn't mean anything. All right, now we're going to have to do some investigative work if this is a whole mindset across the fucking men. No, they have the bathhouses. That's not helping my thought process. I don't want to talk about gay guys when I was talking about a bath. Jesus. It's turning. It went from Pac to Diddy real quick. Some bad boy killers. Shut up, Pac. You dirty motherfucker. He thinks the oil's funny. Who doesn't? It's terrifying. What the fuck? God, he knew this was gonna happen, bro. He's been watching it for years. Oh my God, he knows all your guys' dirty secrets. I thought about that too. Pac died when I was 15, bro, when I first hit the streets. He was always there, dude. How did I make it through the streets without Pac? You know what I mean? It's so funny. But yeah, he knows all your dirty secrets. He's been watching you guys from the other side. He knew that was gonna happen, bro. He knew that we were gonna find out about the baby oil, bro. What's funny is all these celebrities that were fucking slipping and sliding in it. He watched you guys, bro. He doesn't need the tapes. He watched it, and he plays those tapes in everybody's head, reminding them what you did last summer. Oh, I'm full of tears, bro. Shed so many tears. That's my favorite Tupac song ever. Oh God, he knew. When he made that proclamation, dude, when he told everyone, when I made that prophecy, I guess that's what it was a prophecy, all those years ago that he was coming for Diddy. We never knew about none of that shit. As we're coming to the closing statements, you think he's innocent? You think they're going to let him off the hook? Let him slip and slide his way out of this one? The evidence they found in his house? No, ella nada. Nada. ¿Qué? ¿Qué quieres?
No paper, sorry.
No, ya no tienen.
Pa esta.
No, ya no tienen.
No tiene, no.
No, ya dieron unos 5 papers. Ya no tengo.
Ah, okay.
All right. They're like, go to ask her. Don't ask me. You see what happens? Oh, fucking shit. You better go find an. How come everybody needs a paper? All this. That's what I don't get. I don't get a lot of things. If you have money, then why don't you buy a pack of paper? People's I don't know what they're doing. Are they on drugs? I don't think so. They don't act like it. It must be a friendly drug that doesn't overtake their mind and bodies and make them weird. If it is, it looks like they're just smoking marijuana like the rest of us. Obviously. Sorry, that was just really funny. All I saw was the baby oil, and I'm like, dude, he knew, bro. He knew what was going on, bro. He's like, wait till you guys see what the unseen. I don't want to know, Pac. I never want to know. If you look back at it, it's really funny. It's really funny. He's gonna be known as, the diddler and baby oil, bro. What a weirdo, bro. Like, we've had some weird people in life, but that was some weird shit. Thank you, Tupac, for taking that guy out of the equation. I wonder what R. Kelly's thinking as he's watching this shit. From his lonely jail cell. I never thought about that. I never thought about that. And even if Diddy goes to jail, all those people that was slipping and sliding, now they gotta make their own slip and slide secrets, secret fucking water park. Oh, man. Oh, man. That was a good story. All right, well, I'm going to leave on that note, and that's what it is. You can't be with the spirits. They're goofy. Take you on all kinds of rides. But it's the spirit guides that get you through the hard times. And that's just it. Even when I'm up in the light, you can hear them, you know what I mean, cutting jokes and being silly and not very useful to the light, the work that we're doing in the light. But when I'm in the dark, they're everything. They are the light in my dark. You know what I mean? Cutting jokes and pushing us forward, dude. And that's really what it is they really don't, they can only whisper good shit in your ear to keep you, to persuade you either way or the other. And my spirit guides have never persuaded me anyways. Sitting down and having that man-to-man talk with Pac and Kobe and Muhammad Ali about quitting my job, they were telling me to do what was best for me. You know what I mean? And how important I was. These spirits come and they tell me to make difficult decisions for what's best for me and my growth. Not for what I want, but what's best. And that's what, the Spirit of God is. They're asking you to do what's best for you. Not what feels good, but what's best for you. It doesn't feel good to do the right thing. It feels good later to know that you had it in you. But doing the right thing doesn't feel good. You're filled with a lot of fear. Because doing the right thing is always frowned upon. Somehow you're always wrong for doing the right thing. So you have to be okay with that fear. You know what I mean? You learn to walk in it. And the right thing is what your heart says. It's like, it may look really wrong to everyone, my relationship, with Twin Flame number 1. But when it came down to it, it felt right. And I had to go against all the fucking knowing to do what was right. And that was what was right for me. It might have looked all wrong, but it was what was right for me and my fucking personal growth and my experience. And that's what it is you've got to go against the grain and people's perceptions, and don't tell yourself a lie that they're going to be okay with it. Accept that they won't. So that you can deal with it when they don't. When they don't go with your decisions, when they turn against you. You're prepared for it. You know that they're going to. You have an inner knowing that if I do this, these people are going to act funny, or they're going to turn on me, or this isn't going to, but you also know you got to do it. You know what's going to happen, but you know you got to do it. And that's that weird moment. It's like, I know what I have to do. I just don't know if I have the strength to do it. You do. You have to just dig real deep, crying most of the time while you're doing it. Because it hurts that bad. It hurts your ego that bad. You know what I mean? You're fully aware that this is going to change things, and you're afraid of that change. But you have to break yourself out and make that change. After you do a couple of them, it's not that you don't have the fear, it's that you have the momentum to keep going. And they get harder. You have to make harder and harder choices. Harder and harder choices of what's right. And then you're sitting there trying to balance it between your mind and your heart, and you're still getting lost. It's like, this does, you know what I mean? And you're constantly digging deeper in your soul for what is right. Not what your brain says is right, because you've learned by now that that's not true. That's just protective. That's not necessarily true. You know what I do with the money they gave me? I put it at my altar, and I pray over it so that it'll multiply, and it always does. But I'm not going to leave dollars out there, because I feel like somebody will be dumb enough to fucking try to break in over some dollars. I just leave the change there. Change. So that's where it is. It's like, how did this happen? That's it. Start looking at your thoughts. And start following what, you know what I mean? Start noticing your feelings and what thoughts are invoking them. And follow that pipe hole down to where those thoughts came from. And you can start changing your thoughts and the way you feel. Your feelings are just an expression of what you think. If you think different, you feel different. That's how that works. All right, so yeah, I don't know what to call this. The road to manifestation, I suppose. And that's really the building blocks, is like building on your own blocks. You're not really changing yourself. You're tuning yourself up. That's it. You're not really adding more to yourself. You're releasing more of yourself. You're just breaking down the barriers that you put up of yourself to let more of yourself out. In the essence, they would say that, you know, a snake sheds its skin and is separate from its skin. But we don't shed it. We transform into it, or it stays with us. It's part of us. You know what I mean? That older part, it becomes, it's not a part of you, you know, it's not like a shell that you take off. It's like the shell itself transforms. And that's what I mean, is you don't really take off your experiences and who you were. You transform that. So in essence, I'm not the party girl and the, you know, all of this that I was. I'm not that girl anymore. That girl has transformed into the wiser girl, but it still is there. It's not like I left that part of me. And that's where there's this self-abandonment that comes throughout time, where you had these experiences where you were stunted in your growth and you abandoned your true essence in logic, decision making. You know what I mean? Truthfully. So, with that being said, I wish you guys a great night, and I will see, probably not too much tomorrow. My son's birthday, so I got to give him a lot of attention, but it's also God's day, too, so we'll give you some light codes, too. With that being said, laters, haters.